So it's another library sale. Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Yes, I went to another library sale. Like I need another book, right? But the thing is, our library sales are either in the spring or fall. Most of ours are in the spring or fall. So I try to hit them if I can, if I have the time to available to go. So one of the branches, I don't know, we have a lot of branches. I'm fortunate to live within very close distance of 3 of the branches of our library, the main library and 2 smaller ones. This one is about a half hour, I guess, away from me, and it's a really small little library. It's super cute, but they were having their library sale, and so my husband actually was off from work that day, and I told him, I said, let's make it a date, which of course is the perfect date. I don't know about you. What is your perfect date? For me, it is, and my husband knows this, to go to a bookstore and then get coffee and dessert. That is just like my favorite thing to do. And so for this particular day, it was it was actually cool that day and it was raining, but we went to the library sale and then we had lunch, and it was just a perfect date. And so my husband made me very happy, and he helped me by taking a tote and filling it up, because you could fill up the tote for so much. They had some really good sales because a lot of the books were like $1 a piece. So, you know, I was really filling up this tote, and it helps the library because all the money goes to help do different things for the library and help with a lot of those programs. So I'm always excited to go to those. Anyway, I say all that to say I picked up some real treasures. I also went to an estate sale this past week, and I bought a couple of things. I'm going to talk to you about that in this book haul as well. The first thing I found was this. I have no idea what it's about. It's a discarded library book, but it's called The Union Street Bakery by Mary Ellen Taylor, and I loved the cover. It's so cute. It looks like a little cozy book, so I'm not sure what this is about. If you've read it, let me know, but it looks super cozy, and right now I'm ready for some cozy. I don't know why, but I'm ready for some cozy, so this one looked like one that I would enjoy. I found another Victoria Holt. You know how I love these vintage copies. This one's called The Judas Kiss, so I guess there's a betrayal in this one, but I loved the look of that. Again, let me know if you've read any of these. I found this little vintage book. It has a little sticker on the front. I'm sure I can get that off. It's called The Seventh Cousin by Florence Lachlan, maybe? And it's one of those weekly reader hardcovers. I loved the cover of that one. And then another one with a sticker, but I can get that off. The Enormous Egg. I've read this many years ago, but it's been a long time. And I loved the little, it says it was 50 cents originally, but it's by Oliver Butterworth. And I know I've read this, but it's been a while. So I thought I would pick that up to add it to my middle grade books. I found this beautiful copy, A Midnight Carol, a novel of how Charles Dickens saved Christmas by Patricia K. Davis. I know they made a movie of how he saved Christmas or something. Is that what this is based on? I don't know. I've seen that movie. But anything about A Christmas Carol, because it's one of my all-time favorites of all. I mean, it's up there. Anytime I think about a favorite, I've probably read A Christmas Carol more than anything else I've ever read. So anything that has to do with Christmas Carol, I like to pick that up too. Another Helen Steiner Rice. If you follow my channel, you know that anytime there's a Helen Steiner Rice poetry collection. This one was a bigger book. I'd not seen this one before. This one's called Poems of Faith. And this one actually has her picture on the back. I loved that. Anytime they have the author picture on the back, I love it. I don't know why, but I do. So that's that. Okay, let me pick up some more. Okay, and then this is one of the Betsy Tacy books, and I just thought the cover was so cute. I'm hoping I can get these stickers off the top, but it's Betsy and Tacy Go Over the Big Hill by Maud Hart Lovelace. Look at the cover of that. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? I just had to add this. I have not read the Betsy Tacy series. Unfortunately, as a child, I never saw it. Nobody ever introduced it to me. But I will say this, I remember whenever I heard about Betsy Tacy on BookTube, because I know Kate Howe loves that, and I think she did a read-along a year or so ago of that. But I went to the library and I checked out the first one, and it's like an easy reader. I had read that book when I was a child because I remembered it. I haven't read the others yet, but I remembered that being in my library. I do not remember any others being there though, and they could have been, but nobody ever introduced it. So I do need to read the Betsy Tacy series, but this one was such a cute little cover. I had to pick that up. And then I picked up Ruby Holler by Sharon Creech. I do like Sharon Creech. I've read some of her books before, but I have never read this one. And it just looked like my kind of book because I think it's set in the mountains. And I mean, Ruby Holler. That sounds like a book I would enjoy. Let me know if you've read that one. Oh, I found this. I was really excited about this because I have been reading Rosamund Pilcher, and this is a little box set of 4 of her books. And I have not read any of these. It's called Rosamund Pilcher, A Potpourri. So it's just 4 different books from her. This one is The Empty House. Can you see that? Under Gemini. And I have not heard of these. I think I've heard of The Empty House. The End of Summer. Never heard of that one. I guess I need to read that in the summertime. And then finally, Wild Mountain Thyme. But I thought this was perfect because I want to read more of her work. These don't seem as long as some of the others, so I thought this might be a way to just sample and enjoy some more of her work. So I was excited that it came in this little box and 4 books in this little set. So that was fun too. And then I picked up Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Martyr, Prophet, Spy by Eric Metaxas, I guess is how you say his name, I'm not sure. I have wanted to read this for so long. Now, this is, of course, a used copy, but it's not marked up or anything. And I have had my eye on it for a very long time. I had it in a cart at one of those book carts, well, probably several book carts, online for probably a couple of years, and I never picked it up. So when I saw this used copy, I thought, yep, this is my time to pick up that too. Oh, I was really excited to pick this up because I've been looking for this book and I don't think it's in print anymore. You can't find it. The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. I was so excited to pick this up. I have wanted this one. There's a great picture on the back of her. Can you see that? But I was so excited. This book, I mean, it is just filled with just beautiful observations, poetry, and it goes through the year. So I have that book that Kate Howe talked about, Maud. She's talked about that Victorian book. I think it's Victorian, isn't it? Yeah. And it's the Diaries of a Lady Named Maud. And I want to start that in January. Well, I thought I could put this one in there too and just kind of all through the year dip in and out of these diaries. I just think that would be a fun thing to do. So I'm excited. I was really excited because I've looked for this online and it was super expensive, like on eBay and stuff. I was like, no, I'm not buying that. Now, I don't know if it is now, but when I did years ago try to find it, I couldn't find it. I think it was out of print. So I was excited for that. Then I found another James Herriot. This one is Every Living Thing, and this is in such great shape. It's an ex-library copy, but it is in perfect shape, and I was so excited because I love James Herriot's writing. So I was excited to get that too. Now, these 3, I don't know anything about them, but I've heard about them. And they look interesting. So let me know if you've read these because I have no idea. If this is just, I don't know, by the covers, I can't tell anything. Let me know if you've read them and if you think I'll enjoy them. Again, I was filling up my bag, so I tossed them in there. This is by Philippa Gregory, and I've heard of, is it Philippa? How do you pronounce it? Let me know that too. I know she's a famous writer, but this is The White Queen, The Other Queen, and the Red Queen. So apparently she's got a bunch of these. And I've seen these around, but I know nothing about them. So let me know. When I saw them and they were in great shape, I just threw them in my bag. And you know, if it's really good, let me know and I'll start at the beginning and work my way through that series, because obviously there's more of those. So let me know that in the comments as well. Okay, let me pick up some more. Okay, so these are the last few I picked up at the library sale. A Louise Penny, All the Devils Are Here. I know that there are, oh, her picture's on the back too. I love that. I know that this is some great series. I have not read any of them, and I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to read these in order. One of my subscribers, Glenda, who buddy read with me a Ruth Rendell. When did we do that? Was that September? I think it was September. We buddy read one together, and she highly recommended Louise Penny. She said I would enjoy it. So when I saw this one, brand new book that I could just toss into my bag, I picked it up. But I do know this is not the first one, so I do need to pick up the first one and get started on this series. But I've heard great things about that. Then I found another No Fear Shakespeare. If you follow my channel, you know that I'm trying to read through the Shakespeare plays. And to make it easy on me, I do pick up these No Fear Shakespeares because they make it super easy. If you want to read any Shakespeare, start with these, because on one side is the play and then the other side is in modern day English. But this one is for The Merchant of Venice, and it was brand new. It was probably some student that didn't read it. But anyway, I was excited to pick that up because I do like these. They're a great way if you find some of it complicated. And I like to have these on my shelf. It makes it fun to actually study Shakespeare, starting with something basic like that. And then I found this. This looks like another cozy one, so I was excited to pick it up. And the title had me. It's called Louisiana Saves the Library by Emily Beck Cogburn, I guess is how you say it. I loved the cover, but it looked cozy, and I am looking for cozy right now. Super cozy. So let me know if you've read that too. And I just couldn't resist that cover. Again, I could just toss it into my bag. Okay, those are the books that I picked up at the library sale and filled my bag for the library sale. And then I went to an estate sale this past Saturday, and I found 3 great hardcovers, Reader's Digest of Sherlock Holmes. It has The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which I've already read. I've already read this one, but I have a small one of this, but I didn't have it in this Reader's Digest. And if you follow my channel, you know that I love the Reader's Digest. They have such a great binding on them. They are great quality, and it's just a joy to read out of these books. So when I saw this, and they were 75 cents each, so I picked them up. But The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which I've read. The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, I haven't read this, and I don't have this. My son has this one, and actually right now on my nightstand I have his. I need to put this one in there because I'm going to read this one next. And then The Return of Sherlock Holmes. And I haven't read this one, and I don't have it. So I was excited to have this set that will look so pretty on my bookshelf. So I was excited for that. Let me know if you've read any of those. I really enjoyed The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, so I'm excited to read the others. And then I found this. This is not a book, but it's something that I wanted. This was just in a little section. You know, you dig through all these treasures at these estate sales. And it's a Doris Day collection. Does anybody else love Doris Day? I love Doris Day. My favorite, I think, is Pillow Talk with Rock Hudson. I love that movie. It is just so funny, and the way that they interact, and that one is just hilarious. There's just one scene where they're at this lounge kind of place, and there's this lady playing the piano. The best scene ever. It is so funny. But anyway, I love Doris Day, and this was a collection. This is collection volume 2, so apparently there's a volume 1. But I didn't know any of these movies. I do not, I'm not familiar with any of them. So in this pack, we have Lucky Me. So let me know if you've watched any of these. I'll See You in My Dreams. This has Danny Thomas in it. I'll See You in My Dreams. My Dream Is Yours. A bunch of people in there. I don't know who all. I didn't read those names. Romance on the High Seas. Oh, she looks so cute in that one. On Moonlight Bay. I mean, there's a lot of movies in this. and then By the Light of the Silvery Moon. And I just love Doris Day. When I was younger, my mom would always watch those old movies too, and so we watched a lot of those together. And I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, she is so pretty. Her clothes were always just perfect. I mean, everything. I mean, her hair was always perfect. Her clothes were perfect. And I think that's one of the things I like about these old movies, the way that they dress. They would wear their hat and the matching purse and shoes. I just love all of that. I don't dress that way myself, but I do love watching it and living vicariously through these people as I watch these old movies. So anyway, let me know if you've watched any of these Doris Day movies. I can't wait to go through them. Again, Pillow Talk is my favorite, and I have a set of Doris Day and Rock Hudson movies. I think there's 4 on that set. I've had that for years, and I've worn those out. So I haven't watched a lot of the Doris Day movies because there's tons of those. So I thought that I would give these a try. So those are my latest treasures, the things that I found at all the wonderful books I found at that library sale, plus a couple of things I found at another estate sale. Do you ever go to library sales or estate sales? Let me know in the comments because you know that I love them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.